it's a good idea to have like a plan. I think it's a good idea to have some sort of idea of who you want to be, where you want to be, and like what you want to do. Like you don't have to have it like clear cut. I think that was the thing that I made a mistake at in the past. Maybe I thought that it had to be too clear cut. I thought that it had to be too like fine tuned, and I don't think that's the case. I don't think that it has to be that. But you should have some sort of a plan, you know. I mean, everyone has a plan to some degree, but I think that it's important to kind of sit with yourself and sit with your thoughts and actually think, what is that plan? Who does it concern? Where should I be, or what should I be? I mean, it doesn't have. It's up to you really how detailed you want it to get. But you should have a plan, definitely. And I mean, of course, these 3-month plans, 6-month plans, 1-year plans are great, but I think a good plan is like a 5-year plan, you know, a 10-year plan. You know, I mean, the plans that I have, they're very far down the line, but I'm doing things, they could be 5 years from now, 10 years from now, these things that I want, but I'm doing things today for them. You know, I'm doing things tomorrow for them. Every day I make choices. That's the drinking thing for me, actually. You know, I mean, I know where I want to be. I know where I want to see myself. I know what I want to a certain degree. And although in some circumstances, having a drink would be better in that scenario isolated, you know, that moment, if it was in isolation, it would be better. But for the grand scheme of things, for the grand plan, it's not part of the grand plan, you know. If you have it in your head, like, okay, I want to do this. This is where I want to be. This is what I want. This is what I want for my future. The things you do on a day-to-day basis should benefit that. And you shouldn't be doing things that are like gonna, you know, prevent you from doing those things. You know, I mean, if in my mind I'm thinking, okay, in the future, what do I want from life? I'm just giving an example, and this is not real. In the future, from my life, I would like to have the freedom to go and travel whenever I wanted. I would like that freedom. I would like to be able to get up in the morning and just go. But I mean, that's not what I'm building every day. I'm building actually very solid roots in this place. Like, you know, I'm building, you know, whether that be relationships or business or something, anything like that. But I'm building very solid roots because that's not what I'm thinking. That's not my grand plan. That's not one of my great desires in life. It could be a desire. I'm not saying that it's not something that I could want, but it isn't. It's not what I'm going with anyway in this lifetime. In this lifetime, you know, the things that I want, the future that I want, everything I do every day is in that direction. They're not big things, you know. I mean, I've made the mistake in the past of thinking that I just have to do 1 or 2 big things to get me where I want to be, and that's not true at all. I see that now with fitness. I see that with, and that's you know, spilling over into my real life. I realize that the fitness isn't doing these massive things, you know, a couple of times in a year. It's doing a little bit every single day. Just doing a little bit every single day. And I've heard that before so many times, but it never really made that much sense to me, and now it does. And yeah, I mean, if you're in a position now, whether you don't like your job, you know, you don't like where you're living, and you're not really that keen on your job, and you want to be somewhere else, you know you want to be somewhere else. You can't just make a big decision and say, well, I'm just going to leave my job and move somewhere else. It doesn't work like that. It's never going to work out if you do it that way. It can kind of work out, but I don't think that's the best way to do it. I think the best way to do it is say, you know, okay, right, so I don't really want to be here. I don't want to be here next month, but I can't not be here next month. I have to be here next month, really, you know, because you can't just up and, like, I want the sports centre here to be slightly different. There's things I want different, but I can't just like decide, you know, tomorrow I'm just gonna change it all. It doesn't work like that. It's like, it's little things all the time, constant little chipping away at things and building on other things. That's the way it works. You can't just like up and leave and up and change your life. you can do it that way, I guess, but like it doesn't seem like it's the best way to do it. I don't think it's like a quick fix, isn't it? Do you know, like you do this quick fix, you up and leave, you drop what's going on in your life now, and you just jump somewhere else. Ugh. No, I don't think that works that way. I think you have to come up with a plan. You have to think, okay, right, so where do I want to be, or at least what do I need to be able to really go? So you're obviously probably going to need money if you're going to want to go somewhere else, if you're going to want to live somewhere else. And unfortunately, you know, it's nice to say, oh, money doesn't matter, but of course it does. We live in a world where money is very relevant, you know, and if you want to go somewhere or do something, you know, you got to have money. And if you're in an unpleasant money situation, you're gonna have to sort that out, really, aren't you? I don't know why I'm going off on a money rant, but I think that's what I mean. You know what? Like, it's very easy to we're such funny creatures. In some way, we never want to change, but then we go for these massive, enormous changes, and they freak. That's what puts people off change. But like, it's not about change; it's about progress. It's about, like, you know, making these tiny little, you know, improvements all the time. I just think that everything you do, like, every day, should be going to. For me, that feels quite fulfilling. That's why I do it. You know, it's because that, to me, it feels very fulfilling. It feels like that makes sense to me. You know, it didn't make sense to me when I was doing things that were the opposite to what I wanted long term. You know, like I was doing things on a daily basis that I was like, okay, but in the future I'm not going to do this. I don't think that's a good mentality. I don't know. I don't like that. Like, I don't like the, okay, look, yeah, I know I'm drinking today, or I'm not going to exercise today, but Monday I'm going to start. Monday it's all going to change. No. It doesn't work like that. No. It's every day. It's every day. It doesn't work like that. If you drink today, you're going to drink 6 years from now. You know, unless you start to really make changes, like, you know, I don't know what, you know. Caesar is tearing something apart and I haven't stopped him. What are you eating? Oh, it's some sort of cardboard. That's nice. See you next time. Thanks for watching. Cardboard.